Hi, I'm Lan. Welcome to my channel. I share what everyday life is really like here in China. Recently, a new open-air shopping block opened in my city. One afternoon, my husband, our little dog Fuqi, and I decided to check it out. But what we found wasn't what we expected. This place is called Bixiang Chuxiang. It is located in the old part of Changsha, combining a protected historic building called Tianfu Temple with a modern open-air shopping space. Unlike a traditional indoor mall, it feels more like a street-style commercial block built inside an old neighborhood. Before getting out of the car, we put harness on Fuki first. It was a very hot day, so we didn't want him to wear it for too long. But it felt safer to have it ready before walking around outside. The parking lot was across the road from Bixiang Chuxiang. So we let Fuxi walk for a little while. My husband was holding the leash, but Fuqi kept turning back to look for me every few steps. Even in a new place, he still wanted to make sure I was right behind him. Before crossing the road, my husband jokingly put Fuqi's leash around my neck instead of holding it for me. He can be such a playful boy sometimes. Summers in Changsha are always very hot, and today was no exception. My husband went ahead to film some of the more interesting shop designs, while I held Fuqi and waited by the roadside. The ground was already quite hot, so I had to keep him in my arms. We found a bit of shade under a tree and stayed there for a while, trying to cool down. Across the road was another creative commercial space, converted from an old oil factory. We had visited it before, and it was also very quiet. It made me feel that a beautiful renovation alone is not enough. A place still needs people, shops, and real daily life. So when we walked into Bixiang Chuxiang, I couldn't help wondering if this newly opened block was facing a similar problem. The street design was actually very nice, clean, modern, and carefully finished. But behind many of the glass storefronts, there were still no tenants. The space was ready, but the shops and the crowds had not arrived yet. Since the ground inside the block felt a little cooler, I let Fuqi walk by himself for a while. We passed a few nicely designed shops, but I didn't really feel the urge to go inside. The place looked refined, but it still lacked the atmosphere that makes people want to stop and explore. As we walked farther inside, I saw more empty storefronts. Some were still being fitted out, and some looked like they were still waiting for tenants. Even the most eye-catching building in the block did not seem fully ready yet. I felt a little disappointed. The idea of this place was beautiful, and the design was modern and polished. But at that moment, it still felt more like a space waiting to begin than a place people were already enjoying. We kept walking to the other end of Bixiang Chuxiang, and the situation was almost the same. There were a few security guards and some older visitors passing by. So it was not completely empty. But for a newly opened commercial block, it still felt a bit deserted. It made me wonder why many new commercial spaces in China feel this way now. especially these themed lifestyle blogs. They may look beautiful online, but it seems much harder to make them truly lively in real life. On the way back, I couldn't help thinking about why some new commercial spaces in China feel this way now, especially these themed lifestyle blogs. Maybe it is because Changsha has become a city that often goes viral on Chinese social media. New places keep appearing one after another, and people may no longer feel excited just because a place looks stylish. Maybe it is also because young people are spending more carefully now. Life pressure is not small, so people may care more about value, whether the food is good, whether the price is fair, and whether the place is really worth coming to. And maybe a beautiful design is no longer enough. People may come once for photos, but if there are not enough good shops, food, or real daily atmosphere, it is hard to make them come back again. When we finally got back into the car, the cool air felt like a relief. Fuki was overheated too, panting non-stop. Since I had been holding him most of the time, my clothes had become a little dirty. My husband then told me he wanted to take me to an old local restaurant that he really liked. It serves the kind of food from his hometown, so I was quite looking forward to it. As soon as we arrived, the owner came out and warmly helped us find a place to park. This is the kind of human touch that small local restaurants often have. After getting out of the car, I noticed that the storefront looked very simple and old-fashioned. There was nothing fancy about it, but you could tell it had been there for many years. Compared with the newly designed shopping block we had just visited, this old restaurant felt much more alive. There were quite a few people eating inside. We found a small corner to sit down, and somehow the lively atmosphere made me feel hungry right away. My husband started ordering the dishes. Since I had never been here before, I let him choose what he thought was good. While he was ordering, I poured some tea and waited to see what kind of hometown flavors he wanted to show me.
This is double lucky, you know? Double lucky.
Yes, I know.
Even though the restaurant was full of people, the dishes came out surprisingly fast. The first one was steamed preserved fish with bright red chili peppers. My husband told me this is a very typical Lianyang style dish. I took a bite, and wow, it was salty, fragrant, and really appetizing. Soon, the rest of the dishes arrived, and we started eating. In this old local restaurant, we ate in a very relaxed and casual way. It did not have fancy decoration, but it had something the new shopping block was missing: warmth, people, and real daily life. And guess how much this meal cost? Only 88 yuan, about $13. For a meal like this, I think it was really worth it.